In the previous video, I showed you a plugin that I created called YouTube.js, and it simply grabs the transcript from any YouTube video and submits it into ChatGPT, providing you a summary of the video. So today, I'm going to show you how you can create your own version of that without the fancy bells and whistles. So by the end of this video, you will know how to add a button onto the YouTube page, have it extract the transcript, and submit it into ChatGPT. So let's take a look at the prompt that we will be using. It's a fairly large prompt, so I'm going to break this prompt into 3 parts. So for the first part, we're telling ChatGPT that it's tasked to create a Chrome plugin, and it should provide code for 3 files. Then we ask it to create a blue button with the words extract transcript. So in the second part of the script, we're asking ChatGPT to look for some selectors on the page. It will look for the selector with the 3 dots. It will click on it, then locate show transcript and click on that as well. And then we provide a code snippet to ensure that we select the show transcript button. Once the transcript box is open, it'll copy the transcript into the clipboard. Then it should redirect us to chat.openai.com. Then when it detects the site, it should paste the content into the input box. In the last part of the code, we're telling ChatGPT how it should separate the code, and we also specify that we want to use Mutation Observer so that it can detect when the YouTube page has finished loading so that we can add our extract transcript button. Then we specify the element it should look for so that we can have the button placed on. And then finally, we provide it with some information to add into our manifest.json file. Okay, so it looks like our code is ready. I'm going to use my ChatGPT code downloader plugin to turn this into a file. But if you don't have that plugin installed, then you can just simply copy the code and paste it into your own editor. Okay, so I'm going to head over to Visual Studio and just make sure the code looks fine. And it does. And now I'm going to head over to Chrome and open up the extensions page, and let's click on Load Unpacked and select your project folder. Okay, so there's our plugin. Let's head over to YouTube. Okay, so this is my channel. I'm going to select one of these videos. I have the developer tools open on the right hand side. If you want to do that, you can just hit F12 on your keyboard or just right click and select inspect. But I only have it open just to see if we catch any errors. Okay, so let's select this video right here, and it looks like our button did not load, and we are not getting any errors relating to this plugin. So let's take a look at our code on Visual Studio and open up youtube.js. So we do see our button attributes there on the top. On the next piece of code, it looks like it's searching for the element so that it can put the button on. But it seems ChatGPT may have confused the element names, since the element that it should have been looking for is ytd-menu-renderer. So let's replace both of these here with the proper element name. Okay, there we go. Now let's save it. Let's head over to our extensions page and refresh the plugin. And now let's go back to YouTube and refresh the page. Okay, so now our button has appeared. So let's try clicking on it. Nothing's happening. Let's see if we have any errors here on the right. Okay, so none of this is pointing to our plugin. Okay, so now let's go back to Visual Studio and take a look at the transcript section of the code. Okay, so it looks like it's starting off already looking for the show transcript button. What it should have done first was look for the button with the 3 dots that opens up the window for the show transcript button. So let's head back to ChatGPT and have it fix it. So let's type, "You forgot to add the drop-down menu process to open the transcript." So our code is ready. Since our button is already visible, I'm just going to skip that part and just copy the rest of the code here. Okay, now let's replace this section of the code. Save the file. So it looks like ChatGPT is confused again with the element names. So if you're following along and you find that ChatGPT is screwing up on the element names, just double check them so you can avoid any errors. So here is the element with the 3 dots. I'm going to replace it with the proper name. And the show transcript button also needs to be replaced with the proper element name. Okay, so everything else looks good. So let's just save the file. Let's head back to the extensions page and refresh the plugin. And now let's go back to YouTube, refresh the page. And now let's click the button. Okay, so it looks like it's showing the transcript now. It looks like it might have copied it and it redirected us to chat.openai.com. But it also looks like it's not submitting the transcript. So let's head over to Visual Studio to take a look at the code. So everything on the youtube.js file is working. And now let's take a look at pasteToChat.js, which should be handling the functionality of pasting the transcript into the OpenAI website. The element name looks fine to me. Let's see if we're actually copying the information. So it is copied onto the clipboard. So I'm just going to hit back to get to the YouTube website again. And then let's head back over to ChatGPT and see if we can get it to fix this. So let's type, it looks like the transcript is not being submitted. Can you update pasteToChat.js? Okay, now let's replace the file. Now let's go back into our extensions page and refresh the plugin. Now let's refresh the YouTube page. Let's click on the extract transcript button. And it's still not working. So let's go back into ChatGPT and type, I am not seeing the paste inside the text area, and it's also not submitting. Please update the code. Okay, so now let's copy the code and replace it. Let's save the file. Let's head over to our extensions page to refresh our plugin. Now let's go back to YouTube. Now let's click on extract transcript button. Okay, great. Now it's submitting the transcript into ChatGPT. And this is our response. Okay, so I guess what we can do here is have a prompt before the submitted transcript so we could have it summarize the transcript. So let's go back to ChatGPT and let's type, I would like to add a prompt before the pasted content. Please provide a summary for this YouTube video transcript. Okay, so now let's overwrite this file. Let's refresh our plugin. Now let's go back to YouTube. Let's click on the button one more time. And there you have it. We have our prompt right before the transcript is submitted. And it's providing us with a pretty good summary. So now if we go back into Visual Studio, you can see that we have this icon.png image that we would like to have as the image for our extension. So in order to do that, we're going to have to ask ChatGPT for an updated manifest file. So let's head over to ChatGPT and let's type, can you edit the manifest to display icon.png for the image of the extension? Okay, now let's save the file. And let's head over to our extensions page and refresh the plugin. And there's our image. I hope you guys found this video helpful. And if you like this kind of content, then hit the like button and subscribe. Until next time.